So I watched this YouTube channel called Quantum of Conscience. And this guy, basically the premise of the channel is that he questions reality and he questions every freaking detail of it, everything you can imagine. And he does it in a brilliant way. And he's a very wise and intelligent person, and I have a lot of respect for him. And he recently made a video about a movie called The Event Horizon. It's a fairly popular horror movie that came out in the mid 90s. And coincidentally, it had Lawrence Fishburne, who was also in The Matrix, which I think was no accident whatsoever. And I've been meditating on this movie all day, like most of the day. And I had to rewatch like a film review about it because it's been many years since I seen it, and so I could just refresh my memory as to the details of the plot. And it's extraordinary because I have to look at it as like a potential truth drop, as how Matt likes to call this, into our own reality. For example, is the ship, are we the ship? Well, before I even go that far, let me just give you a very basic rundown as to what the movie's even about, if you haven't seen it. So there is this ship, this spaceship, and this is in the future. It loses connection to Earth, and there is another ship that's going out on another mission, going to space, and it encounters this lost ship called the Event Horizon. And it was later discovered that it was part of a secret experiment to create like a sort of wormhole warp drive type of technology to get the ship travel through space much more quickly. But something went wrong, and it opened up a portal to hell. And basically, from there on, the things just kind of escalated. It's a very, very, very disturbing movie. It really plays with your mind. It's extremely well made, and it is worth a watch. But I definitely be careful because this is definitely dark stuff we're talking about here. So, and dark stuff, of course, I very much believe in. So it's not a matter of belief to me. So a message to new subscribers: my most viewed video on this channel is actually another profound experience that I had about 3 years after my near death experience, which I call my hellish out of body experience, in which I encountered the worst experience I've ever been through by far. And if anyone is interested, I warn you, it's extremely disturbing. I will share it down below if you comment, and I'll share it down there. So just ask me, okay? To me, the idea of the arrival of an Antichrist figure is not a matter of speculation, it is a matter of fact. And chances are, judging based on my recent dream about the earth being destroyed and essentially being replaced by a mimic or by a mock up, a dark mirror version, resonates with me deeply because I imagine that, for example, I'm speculating, okay? Don't give me a hard time with this. If they did an experiment at CERN, it destroyed, it had this demigod arrive on our planet, and his arrival was so powerful and so strong, it literally destroyed the world and instantly kind of recreated a mirror and a black hole. So the portal being the black hole that he went through, which is kind of like what I think of as the event horizon, we being the ship and a black hole opening up, and we're kind of inside a black hole mirage. We're in the image of our former Earth. At least This is what affected people experience. Like even tonight, I'm really observing the moon. I'm really observing the sky, and it seems like it's getting faker every day to me and the people like me. The clouds, the sunset was extremely strange today. The clouds look like they were painted. I don't want to get into it. It's so surreal. It's like a cloak of some kind. It's like a cloak that's like mimicking the earth in order to have that veil drop to finally release hell. Interesting to think about. And I always go back to that Greta Van Fleet song called When the Curtain Falls, which is extremely cryptic and has a lot of esoteric imagery and shows very interesting stuff. You should just see the video. It's called When the Curtain Falls. So it's interesting to think about to me if we are inside, if we are the ship and the event horizon has opened here. It's of course obviously a matter of speculation, but it's something to it's something to ponder, at least for me. Again, when I say antichrist, I don't necessarily mean a biblical interpretation necessarily, even though it is. But in the Bible, an antichrist that actually came a lot later and was referring to the popes a long time ago. So let's just call him. I like to call him a demigod or like a wannabe god, and he may have come here. This may have already happened, and now the stage is his. He owns the stage now. Now you're gonna say, well, if he's Lucifer, didn't he always own the world? Well, I don't know about that. That's interesting, but I don't know about that. What if he owns it now? Um, Having said that, um, a predictive programming cartoon for new subscribers that I've made many videos about on this channel called iPad Go 2 shows the arrival of this figure and the world being destroyed. And this cryptic, mysterious cartoon has a hook on you. It is probably thousands, tens of thousands of people, probably around the world, are obsessed with it. It came out in 2012, and there's YouTube channels that just obsessively make videos trying to decode the events, the times, over and over and over again. Little do they know that what we're trying to decode may have already happened. And my time frame I'm speculating is Fukushima. So it shows the destruction of Earth, a plasma flash, the arrival and the awakening of this demigod figure, and here we are today in a very bizarre situation, something that you can't make up in any movie. It is just 1,000 times more insane than the most ridiculous science fiction movie. You have a substantial portion of the population that feel like they somehow shifted into some alien planet they don't recognize one bit. One bit. And forget just the sky, anatomy, the location of the kidneys. Everything in the body has changed the way we remember. So many things have changed. The logos, blah, 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 blah. Events that we don't remember, like the Black Tom event, a huge terrorist attack in New York that happened like in 1920 that nobody knows about. This is some kind of black magic veiled cloak, or it's driving people like me to absolute madness and to depression. I've since calmed down, thankfully. God is helping me, and I'm very dependent on Him lately, and I try to keep a relationship with God, but without that, I would have fallen into the mouth of madness, which is another movie that the same actor that the Event Horizon guy was in, Neil something. But that was also a very dark, cryptic movie about a portal to hell. Interestingly enough. Anyway, if anyone's interested in Quantum of Conscience, check him out. If you want me to share his link, tell me, or my own OBE, also tell me. And the Event Horizon, interesting movie.